The Antarctic shipyard's hangar was a crucible of human grit, its icy walls echoing with the clang of tools and the hum of the Defiant's fusion drive. Zara Kade stood on the ship's bridge, her hands gripping the makeshift controls, repurposed Vren panels duct-taped to human steel. The Defiant, a hybrid of salvaged Earth tech and scavenged Vren systems, was humanity's hope against the Collective's planet killer, its EMP cannon nearly complete. Klys's data had given them a target, the Vren's EMP-vulnerable cores, but the ship was untested, and the Vren scouts were circling closer, their hive-mind relentless after Jiro's raid. Caleb's pendant hung heavy around Zara's neck, its etched initials fueling her fire. Jiro Tanaka checked the ship's weapons console, his scarred face lit by the glow of diagnostics. "EMP cannons at 80%, he said, his voice steady but tight. "It'll fire, but range is short. We need this test to prove it can hit a Vren ship." Dr. Chen hunched over her tablet in the co-pilot seat, nodded. "I've tweaked the stealth field using Klys's schematics. It'll hide us from their scanners, mostly. But we're burning power fast." Zara's eyes flicked to Klyss, who stood at a Vren console, their translucent skin pulsing with neural lights. The defectors saved during the raid had earned grudging respect, but suspicion lingered, especially among the shipyard's workers. "Klyss, what's the Vren's next move?" Zara asked. Klys's translator buzzed, their claws adjusting a shield emitter. "The Collective is blind from your raid, but their patrol ships are sweeping wider. They seek your chaos. A test flight risks detection." Zara's jaw tightened. "We can't wait. If we don't test the Defiant now, we're dead when that planet killer fires. You're with us, Klyss. Guide us to a patrol ship, small, isolated." Jiro snorted, his hand on his rifle. "Sure, Bug. Lead us to your buddies. No funny business." Klys's lights pulsed. A flicker Zara read as resolve. "I am with you, Zara Kade."
The Defiant launched at midnight, its engines roaring through the ice tunnel's hatch, the Antarctic sky a star-strewn void. Zara piloted, her hands steady despite the ship's jury-rigged controls vibrating under her grip. Jiro manned the cannon, May monitored stealth systems, and Klyss tracked Vren signals. The shipyard's workers watched from the hangar, Lila's wrench raised in salute, their cheers a faint echo through the comms. "Stealth fields holding," May said, her tablet glowing. "Power at 70%. We've got a Vren patrol ship 10 clicks north, solo," per Klys's data. Zara banked the Defiant, the ship's hull groaning but holding, its patchwork frame a testament to human defiance. The Vren patrol ship appeared on the viewscreen, a sleek red crescent, its scanners sweeping the ice. "Jiro, ready the cannon," Zara ordered. "Klyss, target its core." Klys's claws tapped a glyph, highlighting a pulsing blue core on the patrol ship's ventral side. "There, EMP will disable it, but their shields may deflect a weak pulse." Jiro grinned, his fingers on the cannon's trigger. "Weak? This baby's got human spice, let's see it dance." The Defiant dove, its stealth field bending starlight. May flooded Vren comms with noise, a looping human sea shanty drunken sailor to scramble their hive-mind. The patrol ship's scanners hesitated, confused, and Zara closed the gap weaving through ice spires. "Now Jiro." The EMP cannon fired, a ripple of blue energy slamming the patrol ship's core. Sparks erupted, the ship's lights dying as it listed, drones falling silent. Cheers filled the bridge, but May's tablet pinged, her face paling. "Incoming, 2 more patrol ships 5 clicks out." They saw the pulse. Zara cursed, yanking the controls. The Defiant lurched, a plasma bolt grazing its hull, alarms blaring. "Shields at 40%, Klyss warned, diverting power, their cannons are locking." "May, jam them," Zara shouted. May's fingers flew, sending a burst of human memes, dancing babies, cat videos, flooding Vren sensors. One patrol ship veered, its systems glitching, but the second fired, a bolt scorching the Defiant's flank. Sparks rained and Jiro braced, his console smoking. "We can't outrun them," Jiro yelled. "Cannons recharging, 30 seconds." Klys's lights pulsed erratically, their claws hesitating over the console. Then, decisively, they tapped a Vren glyph, sending a false signal, a mock distress call from the downed patrol ship. The second ship paused, its cannons wavering, and Zara seized the chance, diving the Defiant into a crevasse, its stealth field flickering but holding. "Nice one, Klyss," May said, her grin fierce. The patrol ship broke off, chasing the ghost signal, and the Defiant slipped back to the shipyard, its hull singed but intact. In the hangar, the Defiant landed hard, ice dust swirling. Zara staggered out, her bandaged arm aching, followed by Jiro, May, and Klyss. Lila and the workers swarmed them, cheering the test's success. The EMP cannon worked, and Klys's quick thinking had saved them, but the Vren's counterattack meant their time was short. Zara called a meeting in the hangar, the Defiant's scorched hull behind her. "The cannon's a game-changer," she said, her voice carrying over the crowd. "We can hit their cores, take down their fortress. But the Vren know we're here now. We've got days maybe before they swarm us." Lila raised a hand, her voice steady despite her youth. "What about Klyss? They saved us out there, but can we trust them with the fortress?" Murmurs rippled, eyes flicking to Klyss. Jiro crossed his arms, his skepticism clear. Zara stepped forward, Caleb's pendant grounding her. "Klyss risked their life for us. They're not collective, they're one of us. We trust them or we lose." Klyss's lights pulsed, a gesture of gratitude. "Your chaos is effective," they said. "I will guide you to the fortress. The lance must fall." The crowd quieted, Lila nodding reluctantly. May clapped Klyss's shoulder, her grin wide. "Welcome to the mess, buddy. Let's break some alien toys." That evening, Zara found Jiro in the workshop tinkering with the EMP cannon. His hands moved with precision, but his eyes were distant, haunted by years of loss. "You really trust that bug?" he asked, not looking up. Zara leaned against a console, her pendant glinting. "I trust what they did out there. Saved your ass, didn't they?" Jiro chuckled, a rare sound. "Fair, but if they turn, it's on you." "I know," Zara said, her voice soft but firm. "We're all we've got, Jiro. Human or Vren, we fight together." He nodded, returning to his work, a silent agreement. Zara joined May and Klyss at the Defiant's core, scaling the cannon's output using Klyss's schematics. May's tablet pinged with a Vren intercept, Overseer Vren ordering a full sweep, enraged by the human anomaly. "They're calling us unpredictable vermin," May said, laughing. "I say we lean into it. More shanties, more chaos." Klyss's lights flickered, amused. "Your songs disrupt the collective. It is not logical, yet it works." Zara smiled, a spark of hope cutting through her grief. "That's humanity. We make the impossible work." In the Vren's orbital fortress, Overseer Vren pulsed with cold fury, its hive-mind fraying. The human EMP strike, their chaotic signals, Klyss's betrayal, it was a cancer in the collective's order. "Deploy the fleet," Vren commanded. "Find their source. The lance will end their defiance." But the Nexus envoys, watching from distant stars, whispered of humanity's fire, their ships stirring with unease. The galaxy was shifting, and Vren's grip weakened. In the shipyard, Zara stood before the Defiant, its cannon gleaming. May's hacks kept the Vren guessing, Jiro's drones prepared for another raid, and Klyss's data lit the path to the fortress. The Vren were coming, but humanity's spark was ready to burn brighter. A Defiant test passed under the ice. The Antarctic shipyard's hangar pulsed with the rhythm of human defiance, its icy walls lit by the sparks of welders and the glow of the Defiant's EMP cannon. Zara Kade stood beside the hybrid warship, her hands steady as she checked a newly scaled power relay. But her mind churned with the weight of their situation. The Defiant's test flight had proven its EMP cannon could cripple Vren ships, but the Vren Collective's scouts were closing in, their planet-killer fusion lance a ticking clock in orbit. Klyss's defection and data had given them a fighting chance, but trust in the Vren defector remained a fragile thread. Caleb's pendant, etched with his initials, hung heavy around Zara's neck, grounding her fire as she faced an uncertain dawn. Dr. Chen burst into the hangar, her tablet flashing with an urgent signal. "Zara, you're going to want to see this," she said, her voice a mix of excitement and unease. "The galactic nexus just pinged us. Direct message, not Vren channels. They're offering aid." Zara's jaw tightened. The Nexus, a coalition of alien species, had stood by when the Vren razed Earth 20 years ago, preaching neutrality while humanity burned. "Aid," she said, skeptical. "What's the catch?" May swiped her tablet, projecting a hollow of a Nexus envoy, a sleek avian creature with glowing feathers. Its voice, translated to English, was smooth but patronizing. "Humans of Earth, your resilience intrigues us. The Nexus offers ships, resources, and protection against the Vren Collective. In return, you will join our coalition under our governance, submitting to Nexus law." Jiro Tanaka, tinkering with the Defiant's weapons console, snorted. "Submit? They think we're pets. Tell them to shove it." Zara's eyes narrowed, Caleb's pendant a cold weight. "They watched us burn, May. Now they want control because we're winning. What's their angle?" May's fingers danced across her tablet, pulling up Nexus chatter. "They're scared. Our broadcast and the Defiant strike got their attention. They think we're a wild card, too chaotic to leave unchecked. Some want us as allies, others want us leashed before the Vren crush us." Klyss, standing at a Vren console, their neural lights pulsing faintly, spoke up. "The Nexus fears your unpredictability. They will aid you to control you, but the Vren will not stop. Their lance is nearly charged." Jiro's hand drifted to his rifle, his skepticism clear. "And how do we know you're not feeding us to the Nexus bug?" Klyss's lights dimmed, their translator buzzing softly. "I broke from the collective for your fire, Jiro Tanaka. I will not betray it." Zara held up a hand, silencing Jiro. "Enough. Klyss proved themselves in the raid. We focus on the Defiant. May, can we scale the cannon to hit that orbital fortress? May nodded, her grin fierce. With Kliss's data, we can boost the EMP output tenfold, 3 days, maybe 2 if we work non-stop. But we'll need more Vren tech salvaged from their downed ships. Then we salvage, Zara said, her voice steel. Jiro, prep a team, hit the crashed patrol ship from the test. Klyss, you're with them, guide us to the good stuff. Jiro bristled but nodded, his loyalty to Zara overriding his doubts. Fine, but I'm watching you, Klyss. The salvage team, Jiro, Klyss, Lila, and 2 volunteers, trekked through a howling blizzard to the Vren patrol ship's wreckage, a red husk half buried in ice. Zara monitored from the shipyard's control room, her tablet linked to Jiro's body cam, her heart pounding as snow obscured the feed. The Vren were blind for now thanks to May's hacks, but their scouts were regrouping, and the Nexus's offer hung like a shadow. Got eyes on the wreck, Jiro's voice crackled through the comms. Cores intact, plasma coils, shield emitters, all ours if we can haul it. Klyss's claws pointed to a glowing blue module. That is the core's regulator, they said. It will stabilize your cannon's output, remove it carefully. Lila, her teenage frame bundled in thermal gear, pried at the module with a scavenged tool, her breath fogging. This thing's heavier than it looks, she grunted, but her hands were steady, trained by years in the shipyard. A low hum broke the wind's howl, a Vren drone, its red form emerging from the blizzard. Ambush, Jiro yelled, firing his plasma rifle. The drone's shields flared, deflecting the shot, and it fired back, a bolt scorching Lila's sled. Klyss lunged, their claws ripping into the drone's underside, exposing its core. Lila fired, the bolt frying its circuits, and the drone crashed, sparking in the snow. Jiro grabbed Lila, checking her for wounds. You okay, kid? Lila nodded, shaken but fierce. Thanks, Klyss, didn't expect that from you. Klyss's lights pulsed, a gesture Zara, watching from the control room, recognized as pride. Your fire is worth protecting, they said. The team hauled the regulator and coils back to the shipyard, dodging a second drone with May's hacked shanty. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Looping to scramble its sensors. Zara met them at the hangar, her relief tempered by the Nexus's looming offer. In the workshop, May and Klyss wired the salvaged regulator into the Defiant's EMP cannon, its hum growing stronger. Zara helped, her engineer's hands threading duct tape around a cracked casing, a human touch amid alien tech. The shipyard buzzed, workers racing to reinforce the Defiant's hull, but tension hung heavy. Klyss's presence still drew wary glances. Zara called a meeting in the hangar, the Defiant gleaming behind her. The Nexus wants us to kneel, she said, her voice carrying over the 50 survivors. They offer ship's tech, but they want our freedom. We've fought too hard, lost too much, to bow now. The Defiant's our answer, to the Vren, to the Nexus, to anyone who thinks we're done. Cheers erupted, Lila's wrench raised high. Jiro nodded, his skepticism softening, and May flashed a thumbs up. Klyss stood at the edge, their lights steady, no longer an outsider. Zara continued, Caleb's pendant grounding her. We scale this cannon, we hit the Vren's fortress, and we show the galaxy who we are, for Caleb, for everyone we've lost. The crowd roared, their fire unquenched. May projected a meme onto the hangar wall, a cartoon human flipping off a Vren ship, captioned, Keep calm and build on. Laughter mixed with cheers, a spark of human chaos. That night, Zara found Klyss in the workshop studying a human tablet playing their broadcast. Kids carving ice sculptures, welders forging hope. Your kind creates even in war, Klyss said, their lights pulsing softly. Why? Zara sat beside them, her pendant glinting. It's who we are. The Vren took my brother, my city, but we build to remember, to keep going. What did you lose, Klyss? Klyss's lights dimmed. My link to the collective was home. I broke it for doubt, for your fire I am alone, yet with you I find purpose. Zara's throat tightened, seeing Caleb in Klyss's struggle. You're not alone, you're with us now. May's tablet pinged with a Vren intercept, shattering the moment. They're moving, she said, her voice tense. Scouts massing 10 clicks out, Varn's ordering a ground assault, calling us a stain to erase. Zara's fire flared. Let them try. May, keep hacking. Jiro, fortify the tunnels. Klyss, help scale the cannon. We're not waiting for the Nexus or the Vren. The shipyard sprang into action, workers bolting armor to the Defiant, Jiro rigging EMP traps, May flooding Vren comms with more memes. A dancing astronaut break the mold. Klyss's claws moved with human urgency, their lights bright with purpose. In the Vren's orbital fortress, Overseer Varn pulsed with cold rage, its hive-mind fraying. The human EMP strikes, their chaotic signals. Klyss's treason. It was chaos incarnate. The Nexus's offer to humans was a betrayal, proof of their weakness. Launch the assault, Varn commanded. Burn their ice, charge the lance. But Nexus envoys, watching from their stations, whispered of humanity's defiance. Their ships stirring with unease, the galaxy trembled, and Varn's order faced a spark it couldn't extinguish. In the shipyard, Zara stood before the Defiant, its cannon humming with power. The Vren were coming, but humanity's fire burned brighter, a gambit against the stars, ready to defy both Nexus and Collective. The Antarctic shipyard trembled under the weight of an impending storm, its icy walls vibrating with the distant hum of Vren warships. Zara Kade stood in the hangar, her bandaged arm aching as she tightened a bolt on the Defiant's EMP cannon, now scaled to strike the Vren's orbital fortress. The Nexus's offer of aid, conditional on human submission, had been a bitter pill, but the Vren's planet-killer fusion lance was the real threat, its core charging in orbit. Klys's data had given them a target, but the Collective's scouts had found the shipyard, and Overseer Varn's wrath was descending. Caleb's pendant, etched with his initials, burned against Zara's chest, a spark of defiance in the gathering dark. Dr. Mei Chen's tablet flared with an urgent intercept, her face pale in the hangar's dim light. "Zara, they're here," she said, her voice tight. "Vren ground assault, 6 dropships, drones, 100 troops, 2 clicks north. They're coming to burn us out." Jiro Tanaka, rigging EMP traps in the ice tunnels, crackled through the comms. "Tunnels are ready. Mines, decoys, the works, but we're outnumbered. We need the Defiant in the air." Zara's jaw clenched. The Defiant was operational but untested at full power. "Its cannon a gamble. It's not ready for orbit," she said. "We hold the ground first. May, jam their comms. Jiro, lead the defense. Klyss, you're with me. We're arming the ship." Klyss, their translucent form pulsing with neural light, stood at a Vren console, their claws steady despite the workers' wary glances. "The Collective will target your tunnels," they said, their translator buzzing. "Their troops are linked, disrupt their core and they falter." Jiro's voice cut through, skeptical but focused. "Hope you're right, Bug, don't make me regret this." Zara met Kliss's glowing eyes, a spark of trust holding firm. "You've saved us before, Klyss, do it again." The Vren assault hit at dawn, the ice shaking as dropships landed in the canyon, disgorging troops, segmented, translucent, their plasma staffs glowing red. Drones swarmed, their scanners piercing the blizzard. Zara watched from the shipyard's control room, her tablet showing Jiro's team, Lila and 10 volunteers, ambushing from the tunnels. EMP mines sparked, disabling drones, but the Vren troops advanced, their hive-mind relentless. "May, hit their comms," Zara ordered, her hands gripping her plasma cutter rigged as a rifle. May's fingers flew, flooding Vren channels with chaos, a looping human punk anthem, Anarchy in the UK, scrambling their neural links. Drones veered, crashing into ice walls. But the troops pressed forward, their staffs vaporizing a tunnel entrance. Jiro's voice crackled, tense. "They're breaching the outer tunnels. We're holding, but we need backup." Zara turned to Klyss, who stood beside the Defiant, its cannon humming. "Can you disrupt their troops directly?" Klyss's lights pulsed, their claws tapping a stolen Vren device. "I can send a false neural signal, break their link temporarily. It will expose me to the Collective." "Do it," Zara said, her voice steel. "We're all exposed now." Klyss's device flared, emitting a high-pitched pulse. In the canyon, Vren troops froze, their lights flickering erratically, their formation collapsing. Jiro's team seized the moment, Lila's rifle dropping 2 troops, EMP grenades sparking others. But a dropship fired, its plasma bolt collapsing a tunnel, trapping 3 volunteers under ice. "Jiro, get them out!" Zara shouted, sprinting for the hangar's hatch. She joined the fight, her plasma cutter burning through a drone's core. Lila dragged a wounded volunteer to safety, her teenage grit unyielding. Jiro fought hand-to-hand, his knife slicing a Vren's neural implant, but more troops poured in, their staffs blazing. Klyss emerged from the hangar, their stolen staff glowing. They charged a Vren commander, its lights pulsing with collective fury. "Traitor," it hissed, its translator cold. Klyss parried, their claws ripping the commander's implant free, disabling it in a shower of sparks. The remaining troops faltered, their links severed, and Jiro's team drove them back, EMP mines finishing the rest. The canyon fell silent, littered with Vren wreckage and human blood. Zara helped Lila carry the wounded to the medbay, her heart heavy. 2 volunteers were gone, their names to be etched on the shipyard's memorial wall. Jiro, bloodied but standing, clapped Klyss's shoulder. "You pulled through, Bug, didn't think you had it in you." Klyss's lights dimmed, a gesture Zara read as humility. "Your fire, it drives me." Back in the hangar, the Defiant gleamed, its EMP cannon at 90% output. May's intercepts confirmed the Vren's retreat, their ground assault broken, but their orbital fleet was massing, the planet killer's charge nearing completion. Zara called the survivors, 40 strong, battered but fierce, to the hangar. "We held the line," she said, her voice carrying over the crowd. "Klyss broke their link. Jiro's traps held, May's hacks burned them. But the Vren aren't done. That lance in orbit will crack our world unless we stop it. The Defiant's our shot, our fire against their ice." Lila raised her rifle, her voice raw, "For the fallen, for Earth." The crowd roared, their defiance shaking the ice. May projected a new meme, a cartoon Vren fleeing a human wielding a wrench, captioned, "Run from the ice," laughter mixed with cheers, a spark of human chaos. Klyss stood beside Zara, their light steady, no longer an outsider. That night Zara found Jiro in the medbay, bandaging a wound. His face was grim, but his eyes held a new respect. "Klyss saved us out there," he said. Still don't like bugs, but there are bug. Zara smiled, Caleb's pendant warm against her chest. They're learning our chaos, we need that to win. May and Klyss worked through the night, boosting the Defiant's cannon with salvaged Vren tech, duct tape sealing every seam. May's tablet pinged with a Nexus signal, a renewed offer more insistent. Join us or face the Vren alone, the envoy warned. Zara's fire flared. We've never been alone, she said, her voice low. May, send them our broadcast again, let them know we're not bowing. May grinned, patching the signal with a new montage, humans fighting in the canyon. Klyss's staff sparking, the Defiant's cannon glowing. Keep calm and build on, she added, a middle finger to both Nexus and Vren. Klyss's lights pulsed amused. Your memes are weapons, the collective cannot counter them. In the Vren's orbital fortress, Overseer Vren pulsed with rage, its hive-mind fraying. The human assault, Klyss's betrayal, the Nexus's whispers, it was chaos unbound. Charge the lance, Vren commanded. Burn their ice, their fire, their world. But Nexus envoys, watching humanity's signal, stirred with unease. The humans were not vermin, they were a force, their chaos reshaping the stars. Vren's order trembled, a spark of doubt in the collective's cold heart. In the shipyard, Zara stood before the Defiant, its cannon a beacon of hope. Jiro's traps were reset, May's hacks kept the Vren scrambling, and Klyss's data lit the path to the fortress. The ice held, but the fire burned brighter, a defiant spark ready to challenge the stars. The Antarctic shipyard's hangar glowed with the fierce light of human defiance. The Defiant's EMP cannon humming as welders sparked around its patchwork hull. Zara Kade stood at the ship's core, her bandaged arms steady as she wired a salvaged Vren regulator. But her heart carried the weight of their losses. 2 volunteers gone in the Vren's ground assault, their names freshly etched on the memorial wall. The collective's planet-killer fusion lance loomed in orbit, its charge nearing completion, and the Nexus's offer of aid hung like a noose demanding submission. Klyss's loyalty, proven in the canyon's ice, had steadied the resistance, but time was running out. Caleb's pendant, etched with his initials, burned against Zara's chest, a spark of fire in the shadow of annihilation. Dr. May Chen's tablet pinged with a fresh intercept, her face lit with urgency in the hangar's dim light. Zara, we've got eyes on the planet killer, she said, projecting a holo from Klyss's data. Orbital fortress, high Earth orbit, fusion lance at 90% charge. It's guarded, cruisers, drones, the works, but the core's EMP vulnerable, just like Klyss said. Zara's jaw tightened, studying the holo's glowing schematics, a massive Vren fortress, its lance a spear aimed at Earth's heart. How long until it's ready to fire? 2 days, maybe less, May said, her voice grim. We need the Defiant to hit that core, but we're still scaling the cannon. One wrong move and we're toast. Jiro Tanaka, checking the Defiant's weapons console, looked up, his scarred face tense. We need recon, real-time data on that fortress's defenses. I can take a scout drone, slip past their cruisers. Klyss, you in? Klyss, their translucent form pulsing with neural light, stood at a Vren console, their claws steady. I can guide you, they said, their translator buzzing. The fortress's sensors are predictable, but their drones are not. You will need chaos. Jiro grinned, a rare spark of humor. Chaos is our specialty, bug. Let's go poke the hive. Zara hesitated, Caleb's pendant grounding her. Jiro's raids had kept the Vren at bay, but a recon mission into orbit was a gamble. Take Lila, she said. She's quick. Klyss, keep them alive. We need that data to hit the fortress. Jiro nodded, his rifle slung, but his eyes held a flicker of doubt. If Klyss pulls another stunt like the canyon, we're golden. If not, he trailed off, clapping Zara's shoulder, we'll be back. The scout drone, a repurposed mining rig fitted with Vren stealth tech, launched from a hidden ice hatch, its engines a low hum in the Antarctic night. Jiro piloted. Lila at the co-pilot's seat, her teenage hands steady on the sensors. Klyss sat at a Vren console, their neural lights guiding the drone through the Vren's orbital patrols. Zara watched from the shipyard's control room, her tablet linked to Jiro's feed, May flooding Vren comms with a looping human anthem, Sweet Home Alabama, to mask their approach. Fortress in sight, Jiro whispered, his feed showing a crimson monolith in orbit, its fusion lance glowing like a caged star. Drones swarmed, their scanners sweeping, but May's hacks bent their signals, making the scout drone a ghost. Klyss's claws tapped a glyph. The core is ventral, shielded but accessible. Record its pulse frequency, it will guide your EMP. Lila's sensors locked on, her voice steady. Got it, frequency stable, uploading now. But a Vren cruiser shifted, its scanners flaring. They've spotted us, Jiro yelled, banking the drone. A plasma bolt grazed its hull, alarms blaring. Klyss's lights pulsed erratically, their claws sending a false signal, a mock Vren distress call, to divert the cruiser. It hesitated, but a drone swarm locked on, their bolts scorching the ice below. Jiro, get out! Zara shouted through the comms, her heart pounding, the drone dove weaving through debris. But a bolt struck its engine, smoke trailing. Jiro wrestled the controls, Lila bracing, and Klyss diverted power to shields, their lights dimming with effort. The drone crashed in a crevasse, skidding across ice. Zara sprinted to the hatch, May and a med team following. The wreckage smoked, Jiro dragging Lila out, her arm bloodied but alive. Klyss emerged, their form singed, carrying Jiro's rifle. A Vren drone descended, its cannon charging, but Klyss fired, its bolt frying the drone's core. "Move," Zara yelled, helping Jiro and Lila to the shipyard. The med team stabilized Lila, but Jiro's leg was torn, blood soaking the ice. He grinned through the pain, his voice rough. "Got the data, Zara, worth it." Zara gripped his hand, her throat tight. "You're not done yet, Tanaka, stay with me." In the medbay, Jiro rested, his leg bandaged, his humor intact. "Told you I'd be back," he said, wincing. Klyss pulled through again, "Bugs growing on me." Zara managed to smile, Caleb's pendant heavy. "You scared the hell out of us, rest up, we need you." Lila, her arm in a sling, joined them, her eyes fierce. "The data's good, Zara. The Lance's frequency is locked. We can tune the Defiant's cannon to shred it." In the hangar, May and Klyss worked on the Defiant, integrating the recon data. The cannon hummed, its output near maximum, duct tape sealing every seam. May's tablet pinged with a Vren intercept, Overseer Vren ordering a full assault, enraged by the human stain. "They're coming for us," May said. "Ground and orbit tomorrow at dawn." Zara called the survivors, 35 strong, their faces etched with loss but burning with fire, to the hangar. "We've got the Lance's weakness," she said, her voice steady. "The Defiant can end this, but the Vren are coming to stop us. We held the ice once, we'll do it again, for Jiro, for Lila, for everyone we've lost." The crowd roared, Lila raising her good arm, Klyss's lights pulsing with pride. May projected a meme, a human torching a Vren drone, captioned, "Burn the ice," cheers mixed with laughter. Human chaos, a weapon in itself. That night, Zara found Klyss in the workshop, their claws tracing the Defiant schematics. The Vren's lights pulsed softly, studying a human tablet playing their broadcast. Kids laughing, welders forging hope. "Your kind fights for memory," Klyss said. "I lost my link, my purpose. You give me new fire." Zara sat beside them, Caleb's pendant glinting. "I lost my brother, my home," she said, her voice raw. "But we fight for them, Klyss, you're part of that now." Klyss's lights brightened, a gesture of gratitude. "I will not fail you, Zara Kade." May's tablet pinged, a Nexus signal breaking through. "Humans, your defiance is noted," the envoy said, its tone urgent. "Join us or the Vren will end you." Zara's fire flared, she sent a reply, a clip of the Defiant's cannon firing, captioned, "We choose fire." In the Vren's orbital fortress, Overseer Vren pulsed with fury, its hive-mind fraying. The humans reconned their chaos, Klyss's treason. It was a fire they couldn't extinguish. "Launch the assault," Vren commanded. "Burn their world before the Lance fires." But Nexus envoys, watching humanity's signal, stirred with awe. The humans were not vermin, they were a force, their fire reshaping the galaxy. Vren's order trembled, a spark of fear in its cold heart. In the shipyard, Zara stood before the Defiant, its cannon a beacon of hope. Jiro limped beside her, Lila's resolve unbroken, May's hacks ready, and Klyss's data guiding them. The Vren's shadow loomed, but humanity's fire burned brighter, ready to strike the stars.